That sounds good.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of comments already rolling in.
Yeah.
Better start catching up on them.
Hey, look at that. We are live. Need to.
We are live. We got comments are rolling. We got Chip here,
Cool.
Mary, Dan, Steve, watching from Wisconsin.
I'm just gonna test and make sure our slideshow shows up the right way.
Yep, I'm seeing the slideshow. Also seeing me. There we go.
Seeing it as a full screen
It's
now.
awesome. We got Matt here from North Carolina, Carla from Florida, David Denver. Um, Sweet.
We were in Denver last week. It was
We
nice.
were in Denver last week. It was kind of rainy and moody, about like the weather here in Utah has been the last little while, but it was nice. I like going to Denver other than the airports in Kansas. That's what it feels like. Got Slow Walker on here. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
I got two
Okay.
computers
Five.
today.
Yeah, so for those of you tuning in, I'm actually at home. I'm kind of self-quarantined with some I had some sickness with my kids and I'm feeling a little bit of maybe like I've maybe caught what they have now. So I've self-quarantined at my house and Tyler's doing it all. Tyler and Derek in the office there. So that's good
Derek.
though. They do all the work anyways. So
Yeah, Derek got me set up with two computers. I feel like I'm a EMT dispatch or something. Something with lots of
you look a
crazy.
little bit like a DJ,
Yeah.
those big
Oh, there we
headphones,
go.
mic, couple a couple screens going on.
Yeah.
Get you a turntable. Start adding some soundtrack to these whole live events.
That would be a deer in the headlights. I would just like freeze. Uh, I don't know what to do.
Shoot. Well, for those of you guys tuning in, are super excited. This is the wrap up of oh man, what is this? The fourth or the fifth uh, OV 100 that we've done? I think. When
I
was our first year, Tyler?
I
Was it
think it's our
2020,
third
2021?
one actually, but
Third? Okay.
yeah,
Third
third.
year.
Yeah, but
Okay.
on to the fourth here shortly. So
Yeah. Is that counting that first beta year when we only let 100 people in?
yeah, I
Okay.
think so. But it's
Well,
been
that's
evolving very well each year. It's awesome to see the changes. So
yeah, this thing just keeps building bigger and bigger. Um, actually, by way of question, I'm just curious. I'm sure most of you in here are probably in the Facebook group, but did any of you not join the Facebook group and like tune in and see the posts and all of that? Maybe put that in the comments if you did or didn't, take part in the Facebook group throughout the year during this. Mary Ellis is telling us 2022 is our first year, so glad someone can keep track of time.
yeah, it is a wild ride.
We got one no Facebook. Um, Man, I was keeping up with that Facebook group is wild because there's just so many amazing posts. A lot of people writing trip recaps and how things are going. Posted a bunch of amazing photos. Um, it's awesome. It's one of the most rewarding things that we do is to do this program um, and just see the results people have. So like to be totally transparent. Um, this is like from a business standpoint, if the purpose of a business is to make money, this is one of the least productive things we do. But from the purpose of having an impact on people, it's one of the best things that we do as a company. And so it's really rewarding for us to log into that Facebook group and just see all of the posts. Tyler, you've been reading the trip submissions and things like that, so I'm sure you got an even bigger blast of inspiration, I guess you can say, from all of those, right?
Yeah, it's so cool. It's awesome to see everybody's stories. I wish that we uh, could even come close to have time to share everyone's stories. And I think that's the real value of the Facebook page. And looking at the comments here, a lot of people are saying that they joined Facebook for the group, which is pretty cool. Hopefully that was worth your while. I think that Facebook group uh, is extremely motivational. I'm not a big Facebook user either, but I was in the group periodically, lurking, checking things out, and it was really cool to see. So we'll definitely talk more about that. But yeah, to circle back to you, Tayson, it's definitely really cool to see the challenges that people are overcoming to do their 100-mile challenge, and to see the progress that they have from the beginning to the end, and the relationships that they're building with their friends and family, as well as with people that meet through the group. So it's just all really cool to see it come together this way.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. So, well, maybe let's give people an idea of what to expect during this, and what we typically do on these wrap ups. And then, yeah, we'll be watching the comments and stuff. So if people have things to say, questions, feedback, anything like that, let us know in the comments as well. And, um, we'll take it to heart. You got a direct line to us right now. So,
Yeah. So number one is we just want to share some of the cool things that happened during the challenge. And we want to celebrate the challenge with you guys. Everybody who attempted the challenge put in work, but then also those who were dedicated and pushed hard to finish. We admire you, and we want to celebrate that. So we'll talk about some of the cool stats, excuse me, that come from uh, everyone doing this trip together. We'll also talk about some of the locations. We'll share some photos. We got a cool slideshow. We'll talk about our company trip a little more in depth. And then we have some awards and some giveaways to hit on in the end. So we're going to keep it simple, but there's a lot of cool stuff to share for sure. So,
sweet.
yeah. And
What are we
usually
giving away? Are we going to tell them?
um, there is
We got
a
more giveaways, I think, right, than usual.
yeah. So we have two awards that are gifted from one of our amazing Live Ultralight members. And then we also have two giveaways that we're doing. One of the giveaways is going to be only for people in the live stream, and then one of them is going to be for all of the finishers. So let's just say it's some of our newest gear that you would love to have for this colder weather. So, yeah. We definitely
Sweet.
start these off a little slow because we just like to see as many people hop on as possible before we get into it. But I think we're probably ready to jump into our little slideshow we made.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Let the DJ Tyler over here work his magic and get it presented.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can see it. Looks good.
awesome. Let me know if I mess anything up. Okay, yeah. Welcome everybody to our 2025 wrap up. We're super excited to spend a bit with you. We're not going to take a ton of your time this evening, but there's a lot of cool stuff to share. So I think one of the things that stands out the most this year in particular is just how much diversity there is in the group. We've got people from all over the world who have joined. We have people from all ages who have been a part of these trips. We've got, like, the first year that we did this as a public thing, we had one father-daughter duo who did a bunch of hiking around Utah, and we thought that was really cool. Now we've got a ton of families that are hiking together, and that's been a fun theme to see today. But it's just really exciting to see how much diversity we have, and it blows my mind that we have people that are I think 77 years old was the oldest that I saw, but there may be others who didn't put their age in, but that's amazing for you guys to be hiking and pushing. So,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a big spread. We have little kids participating essentially via parents, and then we've got yeah, I think there might be one that was even older than 77, if I'm not mistaken, but that I saw in the Facebook group quite a while ago. So if anyone knows, maybe drop that in the chat too.
Yeah. I just wanted to start us off by kind of circling back to why we started the challenge and what makes it work. I think we were inspired by some of the events that happened during COVID, where people wanted to still hold, their marathons or their different like athletic activities or events, but without being all in one place. And so that was where we had the idea to, like, hey, we get a lot of people who want to go hiking with us. Logistically, that's extremely hard, but we can all have a common goal, and we can all execute on a big hike on our own time and at our own choice of location, but doing it together. So that was like where the idea came from. And when you guys joined the 100-mile challenge, we sent you the 100-mile framework, which we've been updating year after year to make it better and better to help you to prepare to execute a 100-mile trip. And then from there, everyone jumps into the Facebook group, and we get to kind of see the different trips that people are planning, and people can ask questions and go back and forth. And once you've decided what you want to do for your trip, then you can decide if you want to do it as a non-stop challenge or a stacked challenge. I think a lot of times we shoot to do a non-stop 100-miler, but wildfires, injuries, floods, navigation challenges, family issues, like all of those things get in the way, and then people end up going to the stacked challenge, and that's great. Others choose stacked just purely based on how much time that they have, and what matters to us is that everyone is training to do these trips. That's a big part of this challenge for us, is helping people to properly prepare themselves, but then too, that you keep at it and that you just keep pushing to make these challenges happen. So that's how it works. And now we are at the end of the submission window, and we get to see all of the amazing trips that everybody has gone on. Anything to add there, Tayson?
No, I don't think so.
Cool.
Good summary of it. I'm keeping up with some of the comments. We got a lot of comments going on. We got Don Glazier says that he's 70. He says he's still going to be doing this when he's 80. So, Don, I'm going to hold you to that. Be watching.
Very cool. Yeah, so we wanted to hit on the Facebook group just a little bit more. For those who participated, we thank you. It is an amazing and inspirational place to go and check things out. just looking at some of the basic stats, we had over 5,000 encouraging comments from the members. And really, this is like one of the most positive places I've seen on the interwebs because everyone is just there to help each other and united towards this common goal. So I think that that is really, really cool and refreshing. I also found that there's over 2,800 photos shared in the group, which is that is way more photos than we'll be able to show today. But it's just really cool to see it all. One
So
thing that
over 5,000 comments, 2,800 photos.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah,
that's incredible.
exactly. It's very cool.
That makes me feel a little bit better about maybe not being able to, respond to every post.
Yeah,
That's an
you're like
overwhelming amount.
for sure. And what I think is really cool is just how many friendships are made through that group as well. I've seen definitely at the beginning a few people who are like, "Hey, I'm in this area. If anyone wants to hike or train together, then let's figure it out." I think that's awesome for people to be able to connect that way, and then also just be able to at least just have these friendships with kindred souls online, even if you don't ever get to see each other in person. There's a lot of us who recognize each other's names now from 3 years of this event, so that's really fun. Another
Yeah.
big benefit of the group is just learning what amazing trips people are doing, taking inspiration from that, and planning your own awesome trips based off of what you learn with the group. So that's really cool too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some incredible trips. I feel like I get in there and I just keep adding more and more trails to my own personal list.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've added a few today, even just looking at people's submissions again. So yeah, well, let's look at some stats. So we've tried to pull in some fun photos from people. This is Don V, his photo here, and first stats is average miles completed, and we've got a big average this year. We had quite a few people using the challenge to prepare for through hikes. That skews it a little bit, but we had a ton of people over 100 miles. So our average was 119. Longest
Nice.
distance. Want to take a stab guessing at the longest distance, Tayson?
I saw it. Usually we have a through hiker, so I would expect it to be closer to 2,000, but I think this year we were five something.
We had quite a few through hikers who submitted, but it seems like everyone just kind of submitted like their longest nonstop stretch, if that makes sense,
Oh,
like
okay.
most days on
Uh-huh.
trail. So I think that's what we ended up with was 587 as a nonstop stretch, which is pretty
Okay.
crazy. Most three through hikers will take 0 days or have to get on or off trail for one reason or another. Um, but yeah, 587 miles is no joke.
Yeah.
Okay, average time to finish 11 days. So that's including the stacked challenges as well. And one thing, like if you're doing the OV 100 stacked, you are going to end up with more days because you're usually having some half days on both ends, and if you do multiple trips, it starts to stack up. Fastest pushes. This was an interesting one. We had like 7 or 8 people do their 100 miles in under 5 days. So those are big
Yeah, it's
pushes.
crushing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know what that feels like. Sometimes it goes smooth, other times it's tough. So longest,
Some people are crazy, man. We ran into a guy on our Colorado hike and he had a CS40 and he was doing 30s most of the time. It was crazy.
yeah. Was he attempting a fastest known time, or was he just moving fast?
No, he just had a window, then was pushing himself to get it done in a certain amount of time for whatever reason. So
Yeah. Cool. Longest stretch, 120 days nonstop. That's pretty crazy.
120. Yeah. Yeah. Holy cow.
Cool. Okay, we had some fun popular locations. These are locations where we had multiple people doing them, and just a caveat. I aggregated all of this information before um, the submission window has ended. Technically, it goes until tomorrow, according to our website. I was thinking it was a little sooner, but I was mistaken. And so there's going to be some people's submissions and some people's photos who didn't make it in here. But logistically, this is the day we needed to do all of this. So that's how it landed. But if you want to share in that Facebook group, we're keeping it open. It's a place where we can keep sharing and learning from each other. As of right now, popular locations, the Appalachian Trail. We had 16 people mention that in their submissions. The John Muir Trail, 8 people were able to get permits for that. It's cool. The Pacific Crest Trail, and we counted these as different than the people on the John Muir. So that actually kind of ties up the AT with the PCT as far as people either doing sections or the whole thing. Tahoe Rim Trail was popular this year. Tour de Mont Blanc, that's definitely one of our bucket list hikes.
Both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do both of those.
Yeah. I mean, Tahoe, like, we could probably make happen is when we set our minds to it. Tour de Mont Blanc will take a little more money and effort, I think, but yeah.
Planning. I just need to. It's the booking yurts if you're going to do it that way that has kept me from, and the travel.
Yep.
But I'd love to do it.
The Camino de Santiago, another popular pilgrimage. Very cool to see people using the OV100 to train for that. It's a little different than a traditional backpacking route, but I think it definitely has its place. Pictured Rocks was popular. The Colorado Trail was on there, and then we had quite a few that multiple people were, like we had 2 or 3 where people were doing the same route. So really cool to see some of these bucket list trails getting so much attention. We had some pretty unique ones as well this year. I thought it was really cool to see that Lisa C. had done the Ridgeway Trail, which is Britain's oldest trail, goes past the Stonehenge rock monuments. I don't know exactly what you call that, but that would be a fun one to go and hike through. We had Claudio S. doing, I have no idea how to pronounce this.
You got to take a stab, right?
Volcan Iztaccíhuatl. I don't know. It's a 15,000 foot volcano in Mexico. For those who don't know, Mexico's got some big mountains. They've got a 16er
Wow.
in Mexico. So yeah,
Dang.
you wouldn't really think it if you're just looking at the maps, but that would be cool.
Yeah, that's wild that they have something taller than the contiguous United States.
Mm-hmm. It is. And then we had Stephanie G do the Salcante Wilderness. I hadn't heard much of this, but it looks like if you're going to Peru and you don't want to fight crowds at Machu Picchu, then you should look at this wilderness area, because I went down a rabbit hole learning about it today. So it was cool. Very cool, unique locations. There's definitely more that you can find in the Facebook group, but these were the ones we wanted to highlight today.
That's awesome. Yeah, those all look sweet.
Okay. I would say let's make this a guess in the comments. Let's ask everyone what percentage of the total submissions do they think were stacked trips? So put the percentage in your comments. We'll give you a second to comment. But let's take some guesses on what everyone thinks the percentage of total was stacked. Did you see it already?
20,
Jason, on here?
80. If I saw it, I already forgot it.
All right, then what's
But
your
I
guess?
think I know my guess is around 60, 65. But
This
wow, we
is a
got a
lot
ton
of
of
good
guesses
guesses.
coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are all kind of clustered between like 75 and 60, a couple 80s,
It's fast responders too.
72.5.
All right.
Yeah. We'll see
And
who's the closest. What is the number?
the answer is 47%. So,
40. Oh, wow.
yeah,
We had a lot of non-stops then.
we did.
53%. Heck yeah.
Yeah, this is the most non-stops we've had so far. Prior, it was more of like a 60-40, like when we introduced this last year. So,
I think Mary was the very first guess, and she might have been the closest at just 50.
yeah.
Mike Swinyard said 45. He was dang close. Yeah, that's way impressive to have over half doing nonstop. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, really good. Here's another one. What percentage of people said they would do it again next year versus what percentage said they weren't sure? This one is really cool and exciting for us to see because it really speaks to what people are getting out of this, and I think it's really fun. So 76% said they're fully planning on doing again next year, and another 20% said they would possibly do it. I think that's probably just depending on, schedules and vacation time and family circumstances. But that's cool. 96% of people who are willing to do it again would be very, very cool.
Yeah, you can tell we got the diehards because almost everyone's guessing like 90 to 99%.
Yeah.
These guys are all committed for next year. I like it.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, really cool to see. So now I'm going to play our video. This is one thing that Derek and I didn't test prior. If we don't have audio for this, I apologize. I'm not sure how the audio will come through on this video for the broadcast. If it doesn't come through, you'll be able to watch it over again. We'll make this public on this channel afterward. So let's see if I can get it to play. Can you hear it, Jason?
I cannot.
Cool. Yeah, we looks like we had sound through that, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the first time you've seen that, Tayson?
Yeah, that was way good. I really like that. Kind of like these guys are saying, definitely makes you want to just get back out there and uh, go see some of these places. Plus, that music was a little, it's more on the intense side, so I'm all pumped up now.
Yeah. Um, Mark made that slideshow for us, and we definitely had to cram a lot of photos into there. So it's fast paced and
Yeah,
yeah,
I
pretty
like I like
exciting.
the pacing though. Tons of photos. Like you said, if we've got 2,800 photos in that group, it's just so much to pull from. So cool.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's really exciting to see what everyone has shared. So let me see if I can. Whoops. We'll see if I can get to the next slide here. All right. Okay. It's our turn to share a little bit about our team's OV100, and just kind of wanted to start with talking about the characters that we took on the trip. I'm gonna have Tayson do the narration, and I'll just kind of work on the slides. But we had an eventful OV100 this year, so we'll start with let's see, this guy.
Yeah, we did have an eventful year. We set some new records, but not in a good way. So this is Brigham. You guys know Brigham. He's our product designer. This is him actually stretching out next to the van before we started our day one hike. And it's one of the only memories I have of Brigham on the trail. We got started hiking on day one, and literally we went up the very first hill, and I saw that Brigham wasn't in the number two spot in our crew. Like anytime we hike, if there's 5 people, 10 people in our group, he's always the second person. And no matter how fast you go as the first person, he always is just right there on your heels. And I remember getting to the top of the first hill, looking back, and I'm like, why is Brigham not like right behind me? And I leaned over to Craig, who also came, which we'll introduce him in a second, and I was like, something's not right. And sure enough, Brigham only made it about 8 miles in. He told us that he had been sick the last couple days, but thought he'd be better and be back to full health before we started, and he just wasn't. And so he knew that he was not going to be able to make the miles and everything. And with the altitude, he was starting to get headaches already and stuff. So he ended up turning around. I want to say around the 8 mile mark of our trip and heading back home. So that was a big bummer because we had to send someone off trail, day one, which was a new first for us. But really glad we have this memory of Brigham stretching by the car.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then I can take this one at
yeah.
least for the start. So this is Caden. He's worked for us for just about 3 years now, and he has worked in warranty and returns department, in the warehouse, in customer service, and he's our newest marketing intern and working in marketing with us now. So Caden is super gung ho. He's fun to be around, and not a super experienced backpacker. And so we wanted him to be fully prepared. So we sent him on a shakedown trip that was meant to model the 2 hardest days of this trip in Colorado. And so this shakedown trip that we sent him on was in the mountains near us, here in southern Utah, and it was no joke. Like, Tayson and I put the route together. It was part of the route of the ultra marathon that Tayson did in the Tushers, and we sent Caden on his way, and he did it. He executed the trip. Brigham actually came and met him for the second day of the trip, but after he did the shakedown, he didn't want to go on the OV 100 with us. So
Yeah, there's probably some lessons to learn there. If you're planning a trip, don't let someone who's not coming on the trip plan it. They might be more gung ho than you want to be. Plus, doing it solo and things, there was a lot there. So yeah, Caden killed it on his shakedown trip, and he followed the plan for the OV 100 for sure. But he like had to really push to hit the mileage and the route that we had planned for him, and it was a little bit more strenuous, a little bit harder than was maybe needed or thought about. So when he got back, he was like, I don't think I can do that for 5 to 6 days. And he took a little bit of convincing to get onto the 100 miler. And as we looked back at it, we're like, hey, just so you know, like each day of the 100 miler will not be quite as hard as those shakedown, trip days. And we kind of walked through it all. And I ended up asking him a question that I think was what finally tipped him over the edge. And I was just saying, if you don't go on the 100 miler, what are you going to regret more? I'm like, I have nothing to gain. Like, you could stay here in the office and work, or I can pay you to come hiking with us. So I obviously, like, from my side, it's not necessarily beneficial, but I was like, but just think about it this way. If you were to think, 5 or 10 years ahead and look back on this moment, what are you going to regret more? Are you going to regret going or not going more? And he kind of thought about that about a day and then came back and said, all right, I'm going. And he crushed it. Yeah, he did really well. The thing that I will say about Caden is he is really good at following instructions, and that was really prevalent. There's been a lot of times we've brought people that are on the newer side out on trail, and they want to do things kind of their way. They want to learn firsthand, I guess you can say, and it's been costly for people. But Caden just like did exactly what we said. I sent him my personal gear list, and he just followed it, and yeah, by the end of it, he was super happy he came. But he was the wild card in the mix, or one of the two wild cards.
yeah, it was interesting. That shakedown did exactly what it was meant to do. It taught us and taught him what it really takes to do big mile days, and it showed us like what needed to be improved before the big trip, because he got out there. He was so excited to get going on the shakedown that he um, didn't eat his whole lunch, and then he got behind and he didn't eat his dinner when we told him to, and then he just went straight to bed because he got to his camp late, and then in the morning he didn't use any electrolytes, and his his diet was not like what we had suggested before either. And then when he came home, he was super fatigued and tired. And as we talked about the shakedown, we're like, hey, you're not going to feel that bad if you eat enough calories and you use your electrolytes and you do all of that. And he's like, oh, now I get it. I get why you guys like harp on this so much. And from what I understand of everyone who went on the whole Colorado Trail, he probably fared the best. He was probably like the most prepared and everything. So it was cool to see
Yeah,
him get to
yeah, he
do it.
did great.
Um, the
Yeah,
next one,
yeah, for sure. He did awesome for sure, and he learned a lot. He got to learn a lot, but he got to shortcut a lot of it.
yeah, exactly, is
Craig has worked for us for a handful of years as a contractor photographer for us. I mean, if you look through the catalog, you'll just see tons of photos that he's responsible for, that he's taken. And so I actually wanted to bring him out this year to hike with us and photograph and video the hike, um, which would be really nice to have, a photograph videographer on the trail with us, that's their MIG. And so Craig's run ultra. Basically, he kind of passed our test of if he's going to be able to make the miles and keep up. And so yeah, he shows up, and man, he had a lot of camera gear. I talked him into leaving a good chunk of his camera gear in the van and just saying, dude, I don't think we need this much. I think we need to stay light and stay fast. Um, but he was dedicated to it. So we got through. the first day and everything was going great. About halfway, no, towards the end of the second day, if I'm remembering my days right, he took a nasty fall as he was like trying to get a camera out of his chest rig and really sprained his ankle bad. And I kind of limped it out on the second day to camp and then waited to see how he was going to feel. But he ended up having to backtrack and get off trail. And because we're in such a remote area, I mean, backtracking meant like between 10 and 15 miles to get down into a road where then he could try to bum a ride into a town. But super sad. I only got to spend a day and a half or so with Craig on the trail, or I guess it was 2 full days. Um, but hopefully we get him back out on trail and hiking with us. But yeah, so you'll see all of our best photos were taken day 1, 2 when Craig was still on trail with us. So
Yeah.
looks like we had a blip there.
Yeah. A little
Okay.
bit. Okay. Here are some more of the cool photos. Looks like you guys got a little chilly out there.
This actually was not from the trail. That one
Okay.
accidentally got pulled in there. That was from a hike. It is from the San Juan Mountains, but that was from just a couple weeks back.
Okay.
So no snow. It was actually quite warm most of the time, but yeah, that photo there, like with the layers of clouds, it was just amazing. Like if I could zoom in on that somehow, but it was like so many layers that you couldn't tell if the last layers were mountains or clouds.
Hmm.
Just so incredibly pretty up there for sure. That bigger photo there is actually us really close to the high point of the whole entire Colorado Trail at like I think it's 13,100 feet, right around there. But again, just a really pretty day. That was actually the end of day 1 on the Colorado for us this year, between above Lake City in the San Juans. So
Very cool. Okay, so some stats from our trip. Day 1, 25 miles. Start big. Day 2, 21 miles. Day 3, 24.6 miles plus a 14er, the San Luis. Is that how they say it?
hmm
And
hmm
then
yeah.
day 4, 26 miles, another really big day. Day 5, 26 and a half miles, another big day. Day 6, 16.8 miles. So, how are you guys feeling about the trip overall, Tayson?
Yeah, that day 2 we got a little bit behind because of the rolled ankle, and that set us back. But other than that, it was an amazing trip. Like we had incredible weather, obviously incredible scenery, just cutting it down if possible, or even taking another day so that we could hike more 20-mile days. That's kind of one takeaway I had. Is just that I would love next year to dial it down just a little bit and do more 20-mile days. I think that's really the sweet spot for me, as far as still pushing, getting a lot of miles, but just having another hour to 2 hours in the day to relax a little bit more. So
Yeah, very cool. That's an awesome trip.
yeah, it was incredible. One of the best hikes we've ever done. I like on the last day, I would just say a lot of times on the last day, I'm like ready to get off the mountain. And I was just like, man, I could go another handful of days out here and just be as happy as can be. So, yeah, I think that's a good sign that it's a good hike when you're not ready to get off trail at the end of 140 miles.
Yeah. Yep, that's for anyone who's never been up there, that should be on the bucket list for sure. Okay, cool. We are winding down towards the end of our live stream here. We've got some cool stuff, a few cool stories to highlight, but we're going to start back with um, some really cool stories and awards here. So Chip Cormus is a longtime Outdoor Vitals supporter. Uh, Chip has met a lot of our team, and he's been very involved. And he really loves the OV100. And a while back, he sent us a note that I think is very cool. He said, "This year there's enough funding in my membership account to address 2 offers to folks in the OV100 for a motivational award. I was inspired this year by seeing adventures that brought families by seeing adventures that brought families together. Seeing how being in the outdoors was used to create lifelong memories for families by getting them together, disconnected from others, and sharing the struggles and successes of the OV100 challenge. Here are the ones that caught my eye." So these guys have amazing stories, and Chip is donating his store credit from the Live Ultralight membership to help you guys with some awesome gifts from Outdoor Vitals. So the first one is Juan. Juan, your name is probably a Spanish pronunciation, and I have no idea how to say it, but the last name would be Verret. It said Juan and his son took on the Uinta Highline Trail together and were one of the firsts to complete the challenge. They sparked the idea of family time together in Chip's mind. So very cool to see Juan and his son doing that trail together. That definitely hits home for us. We're all very family oriented. The time that I've spent with my dad in the mountains is some of my most cherished time. So very cool and inspiring to see that. The next one is Woody and Joe Keene. It says Woody reported that his wife's trail name is now Still Game. Because they completed the challenge with her being in her 70s. Woody said, "My wife is a badass. At age 77, she took on the trail name Still Game because she was still game for major adventures at that age. Here she is last week at a river crossing on Mount Hood at age 77. So I couldn't get that video to show up in this slideshow because it's on Facebook. But if you guys go to the Facebook group and you search Woody Keene, you will see the video of Joe crossing this very fast moving river on this log and just crushing it. It's so cool to see those two out there hiking together and having like real consequential adventures together. It's very cool. So we just wanted to say how cool it was to see a lot of the families out there, and how cool is it that Chip is willing to donate his store credit for these awards of people who have inspired him. So what we want is for all 4 of you guys who are featured right here to contact support at Outdoor Vitals. Let us know what single piece of gear you need next for your next big trip, and we will work with Chip to get you outfitted. So we're super excited that Chip had this idea to do this, and we're happy to help facilitate it and partner with him on it.
Yeah, it's awesome. All of these guys, I believe, have been multi-year participants too. So really cool to see them back in here participating. I mean, really cool stories. And honestly, both of these individuals have posted inspiring stories for multiple years. So really cool to see them get highlighted, and always, Chip's always getting involved, and we appreciate him.
Yeah, it's so cool. Okay, here's some other stories that we wanted to highlight as well. Tayson, do you want to take any of these?
Yeah, I've not read these yet, so these will be new to me as well. Paul Frazier, is hiking in Smoky Mountains in Big South Fork. He did a stacked for 102 miles. Two of the days consisted of fording 35 streams. I saw a mama bear and her cub in the last 4 miles. My son and I finished in Big South Fork, though I ran into a hornet's nest. That doesn't sound fun. I kept a pretty light pack and trained with 225 miles of prep hikes. The weeks of training made a big difference. That's awesome. Sounds like you did a solid training workup for these, and it's awesome you got to do it with your son for sure. Not so awesome about the hornets.
Yeah, it's an eventful trip. Bears and hornets and 35 stream crossings.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Jeff A hiked the AT, did 100 miles in the wilderness and Catadine, or however people like to say that. Did a nonstop 121 miles. Our brand new tent leaked like a sieve. Luckily, we had only one night of rain. First view of Catadine was shrouded in wildfire smoke. But by the end, our packs were half the weight of the 80s. What does that mean? We started with an 80-pound pack. At 45 years hiking together, we're still learning. We're old, retired guys. We're proud of ourselves.
I was thinking that meant half the weight of the 1980s gear had used.
Uh, gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, remind me how people say Catadin, right? Is that how they say it out there? I always say it
Yeah.
wrong.
I can't remember when we've been around there, but Katahdin or Katahdin.
Katahdin, that was the other way I heard people saying it. That's right.
Yeah.
We've got Ashley Thorpe, North County Trail, did a stacked 105 miles. I gained a lot of experience and knowledge doing my 100 miles on the North County Trail. I went alone most of the journey and didn't account for just how remote it is out there. The first day it started storming halfway through, so I got to experience setting up my tent and sleeping on my own in an overgrown area with no service. I did my first solid overnight this weekend. I planned out hiking 10 miles each day with an overnight stay in a shelter. In a move that wouldn't surprise anyone who knows me, I parked a mile away from where I had originally intended, adding a mile to the first day. Then I confidently hiked for 2 miles before I realized I went in the wrong direction. I then had to hike 2 miles back to the original starting point. I hiked 15.2 miles that first night and absolutely wrecked my feet. There's all sorts of ways to learn, but that is definitely one of the ways to learn. But that's awesome, going out there solo, going into those remote areas, and yeah, sometimes it takes a little push. That's what I love about challenges, and what I love about this challenge in particular. Sometimes those little pushes get you to do things you normally wouldn't, and it can really open up a lot of opportunities, such as solo backpacking. So
Yeah.
that's awesome.
You learn so much more when it's 100% on you.
Steve Bowen did the Appalachian Trail nonstop, about 111 miles. Medical issues slowed me down, but I refused to quit. I hiked 100 miles of the AT in 5 days through rain, blisters, thunderstorms, and broken poles. I lost 7 pounds and collapsed into my shelter each night, but I proved what I was capable of. Tremendous personal pride. Yeah, I love that. I can definitely relate to trips that are just like that, where they've been very confidence building in yourself and just teaching you how far you can really go, how far you can push mentally. And there's no better place to do that than in the great outdoors, that's for sure. Mary Ellis, I think she's here on the call. Pacific Northwest Trail, stacked 205 miles. We didn't train as much this year and struggled. Ended up stacking trips with sections across private logging land, including an active logging site. Finished in the North Cascades. Beautiful but tough. Lesson: don't skip training. We should save that for the kickoff next year is what we should do.
Yeah. I mean, the Pacific Northwest Trail is so much less developed than the other big three through hikes. Um, it's got to be really tough, and so it's very cool that those guys did that. And but also, looks like they had some room to improve. So yeah,
Yeah. I just glanced at the comments. I literally just realized that Katadyn, the water filter company, and Katahdin are spelt different. I'm going to blame my dyslexic mind for that. That will really help me say both of those right in the future. Becky Summers did the Tour de Mont Blanc, stacked 102 miles. Unbelievable views of Mont Blanc range from sun to rain to heat. The best part, backpacking with my 23-year-old nephew on his first long trip. Harder than the Dolomites last year, but unforgettable. Yeah, I bet that's unforgettable. That sounds awesome, and we will always love to hear people bringing new people out on trail and hiking with family. So that's really cool.
Yeah. So many cool stories. I wish we could highlight them all here. There was quite a few families or couples where the couples did the whole trip. Not quite a few, but there was 3 of the couples that I saw in the submissions where they did all the stacked activities together, and they had their kids come on certain ones, which is also very cool. So lots of really fun and motivating stories. Definitely encourage you guys to still peruse the Facebook group if you haven't, and get more from there. Okay, who likes free gear? That is the question at this point. Just so that you guys know, this photo up here in the top right is the shirts that are on their way. We have collected the shirt sizes in the submission form, and we have shipped the first batch of shirts that should cover the majority of people who submitted before October. But we will be shipping another batch of shirts for those who have submitted in October. And yeah, it should be a pretty cool looking badge of honor to wear. So that's your first free gear that you get, is your finisher's prize for doing the submissions. If you did submit before October and you haven't gotten a notice that a shirt has shipped, that means that we are still needing to contact you and get your shirt size because for whatever reason the submission didn't work. But we're working on that actively each day, and we'll get these shipped out as quickly as we can. We had quite a few more people finish than we expected. We have a higher completion rate this year than we have in the past years. So we are having to scramble to get some more shirts, but that's an awesome problem to have. So
Yeah, big surprise. We got a few people that like free gear in the comments here, Tyler.
all right, yeah, that makes sense. And if you haven't learned by now, these live streams are a good place to be. The odds are good, and we give away stuff in these live streams. So the first thing that we're going to give away is this bad boy over here on the left. This is our brand new puffy jacket that's on pre-sale right now. It's called the Vantage Alpine Jacket, and this is our warmest jacket to date. It is more wind resistant than anything we've produced. It has more down fill in it than anything we've produced as a jacket, and it's really warm and really cool. So what we're gonna do is we're going to pull from all of the submissions that we have so far and give away that to anyone who has. We're going to give one to someone who has submitted their trip already. So I need to pull up my random number generator here, and then we'll go from there. So
Yeah, when you said that bad boy on the left of your screen, I thought you were talking about the model inside that jacket, Tyler.
yeah, it's a good model for sure.
So happens to be you. So that's actually a great photo, man. I love that photo.
Yeah, it's that's one of our favorite secret spots, and that was definitely a warmer day than that jacket required. So It's hard work being on the team here, having to sweat it out during photo shoot.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, those jackets are awesome though. I've got to spend a ton of time in this piece as we were designing it, and on the pre-sale, it's done incredibly well. A lot of demand for it. So if you like this jacket and you don't win, here's your heads up that we'll see how long they stay in stock before we don't get them back until next fall. So
All right. I have put a random number generator together, and it is submission number 159. And that is it's taking a second to load all the lines of this sheet. There we go. Lisa Keller. So,
nice. Congratulations,
Lisa,
Lisa Keller.
yeah, we will be emailing you to get your size. Now, we had samples for this. We used the samples to prepare for the pre-sale, but we do not have these jackets in hand for another week or two. So we will get your size, we'll create an order for you, and when they get to our warehouse, one will ship to you. But it won't be an instant thing because these are so hot off the factory floor that we don't even have them. So congratulations, Lisa, on that one. Now we're going to do our last giveaway here, and we are going to do it just for those who are in the live stream with us right now. So your odds are really good at the moment, and we just need everyone to go ahead and comment something along the lines of I want free gear, or I want a Mountain Pursuit fleece, because that's what we're giving away. We're giving away this fleece right here in the bottom right. And this is a really unique piece. While we wait for everyone to put their comments in saying that they want free gear, why don't you tell us a little bit about the development of this one, Tayson?
Yeah, this piece is much more technical than it even looks on the outside. We're using 3 different fabrics to pull this piece together from 3 of the most premium fabric manufacturers in the world. We've got fabric from Toray there on the upper section. We've got Primaloft Evolve fleece underneath that. We've got Grid fleece that's down there, and we've tested. I mean, it was actually, there's a video I think where I put like 16 different samples on the table, just working through all these to get to this finished piece. But it's a phenomenal piece for this type of year. It's the kind of piece you can put on. It wears like a shirt, like that level of comfort, but has just a super dynamic range of warmth and comfort. So it's been a really, really awesome piece. We released that in August. We like almost immediately sold out of some colors. It was so popular. But we do still have some around, and it's an amazing piece. It's one of those pieces that is, I mean, a lot of things we do here are one of a kind, but it's a really innovative piece. Brigham put a lot of energy and effort into testing as many facets of this as we could to get the mapping exactly where we wanted it, and the finished piece is phenomenal. So whoever wins this, I know you will really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, I would say if you like the Ventus hoodie, this is like the next level as far as breathability and insulation for high activity. I'm wearing it right now. See, I can model it at the moment. The black definitely dresses up really nice, but I love it for running in the cold, for hiking. really like it has to be really cold still to run, but for hiking in the cold, it's awesome. But also, I think it looks really sharp, and so I thought it'd be fun to wear here today. So, um, yeah, our
Okay,
we
got the
have our
drum roll
number.
started.
Yeah, you can do the drum roll. I will do the count. So,
Steve's starting us off here in the comments with the drum roll. So,
yeah.
oh man, some of these comments are great. Well, while he's getting that, again, really appreciate all of you guys that participated this year. It was a breakout year in some ways for us in terms of just we had so much interaction, so many signups. We really jumped significantly in signups this year. This just continues to grow every single year. So excited to roll this back again next year and just continue to expand it. A lot of the growth comes from you guys telling family, friends, other people about it, bringing people in and letting them have these same kind of life-changing experiences. So keep talking about it, keep sharing it. I think everyone here in this call has the same belief as us, which is just that the outdoors is a really a healing place. It's such a great place to disconnect from this crazy world and reconnect with yourself, emotionally, physically, mentally. So let's keep kind of preaching that good word and getting people in, and hopefully next year we have an even bigger turnout and just keep helping more people set their own goals and push themselves and go do things that they didn't think that they could before. So,
Yeah, well said. All right, the results are in, and the comment that won was the comment that was in the right order, I would say, is Fleece Please by Mike Swinyard. So, Mike, you're going to get a Mountain Pursuit fleece. So, email support@outdoorvitals.com, and we will get you your chosen size and color combination. You're going to love it. And for everyone else who has been on here, we really appreciate you participating in the OV100 with us. This has been such a good year. So many amazing trips, so many helpful people, awesome friendships, awesome relationship building, and it's just all so cool to see. We're pumped that we get to be a part of this with you guys. So with that said, we don't really have anything else for you. So
yeah. Thanks so much, guys. Looking forward to you guys getting your shirts. Take a picture of them, post it for us. We'd love to see you guys getting that swag out there. Let everyone know that didn't complete this, that they should have completed it. And yeah, I hope that we see all of you guys back next year.
yeah. Thanks to Chip for pitching in for those inspirational awards as well. And thanks to everybody who helped logistically. A lot of people on our team, a lot of people in the community gave so much good information through the Facebook group to help each other out. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Guess we will see you next year and in the Facebook group.
Yep. Okay, that'll be